Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Mike and I am the Backroad Adventurer. If it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So today I'm going to go on a little adventure exploring some of Ontario's public lands. No, it's not Crown land. When I refer to public land, I'm mainly talking about conservation reserves, conservation forests, and conservation area properties. These properties are found throughout southern Ontario and are managed by conservation authorities. In my area, they're managed by the Saugeen Conservation Area, and a couple of the county forests that I'm going to check out are managed by the county. Now, these properties are quite different than Crown land. Crown land, usually most outdoor recreational activities are allowed on those parcels, where conservation properties are a little bit different. They do not typically allow for motorized vehicle traffic. They do not allow for foraging, usually don't allow camping or fires, but they are open for things like fishing, hunting, bird watching, just general outdoor, on your foot recreation. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on today. Spring is right around the corner. In a couple days, we have the Ontario Spring Turkey Hunt starting up. So good luck to everybody out there that's a turkey hunter. Myself, this is going to be my second year turkey hunting. I was unsuccessful last year, but I really didn't put a lot of work into it. So this year, I'm really hoping that the scouting that I'm going to be doing today will lead me to some success in the next few weeks. So how do you go about finding these properties? Well, you can easily search for your area plus conservation area in Google, and you're going to get a result that will tell you which conservation authority manages the properties in your area. You're on those websites, you'll also see what's permitted on those properties. So definitely before you head out, check those out. But by far the best tool for finding these public land parcels and properties is going to be Ihunter. I've done a video thoroughly going through Ihunter in the past. I'll drop it in the description. Please feel free to check that out. Ihunter will specifically show these properties and will allow you to very easily find out if that property allows for hunting. As you can see, as soon as you open up the Ihunter app, it's very easy to tell which one of these properties allow hunting and which ones don't allow. The properties in green allow for hunting and the properties in red don't allow for hunting. If you want more information on the property, all you have to do is tap on the screen and that will tell you the property name and the conservation area that manages that property. Clicking on it further will usually bring you to a map set by the Conservation Authority, and that will allow you to see all the conservation properties managed by that Conservation Authority. So enough sitting around the house. I'm going to head out of the truck and check out some properties. All right, so I just pulled up to the first public land parcel I'm going to check out. This one's managed by the Saugeen Conservation Area. It's a little short, no maintenance road to get in here. It's not too bad. You could pretty much do it in a car, but why bother when we got big trucks, right? Grab my turkey vest just for some storage in case I find anything interesting in the woods. You can stuff it in the back pocket. It's chilly morning, no bugs yet. Still pretty early in April here, but we got turkey season coming up, so I'm gonna just kind of take this little path down here, see where I end up. A lot of these old conservation areas had been logged a number of years ago. I think they pretty much try to log them every 25 years or so. This one looks like it might be due coming up shortly. Notice some of the other ones in this area getting logged. But yeah, we'll go on a little adventure down this trail and see what I can find. Some trout lilies coming up, and ramps are just starting to come up. I'm in a conservation area, so unfortunately in conservation areas you can't forage for wild edibles. Some county forests, however, they do allow for wild foraging, but you're definitely going to want to double check. Just like everything else, there's certain rules and regulations set aside for what you can and cannot do on these properties. And that's freaking weird. I just found a watch. Or a watch face. Huh. You never know what you're gonna find. Can't really make out what that says. A little rust spot over top of it. It's probably one of those $10 watches. We'll shove that in the back pocket and do a little research on that when I get home. Just interesting find. Just got out of the truck. Already finding some cool shit. So this is why an app like Ihunter is invaluable when you're out scouting these very, very small public land parcels. Not only just to find the parcels, but to make sure you're not trespassing. Behind me I have this field. You can see on Ihunter that, you know, it's clearly private property. The green where I am is public property. It's managed by the Saugeen Conservation Area. Just by looking at the field, you should be able to tell that it's private property. By using Ihunter, you can clearly see the boundaries between public and private property. So you want to stay on the right side of the public property. There's no need to be trespassing. But aside from that, it's a pretty decent sized property. I've explored the lower bit a little bit, as you can see by my previous trail data. I've explored a little bit around here, but that was a couple years ago. So I'm going to continue into some other areas to see if I see any signs that interest me for this spring turkey hunt. Oh, I just heard a gobble. That interests me greatly. Let's go check it out. Oh, I've got some turkeys just down here. I don't think with the GoPro you can see them. Well, I think I just saw 3 hens or jakes just kind of dart off. See if I can get a response. Not really great with the mouth call, as you can tell, but pretty sure they're spooked. They saw me pretty easily. I'm in an open trail here. That's some promising sign, you know, just 5 minutes in from the truck. And down this little ravine here. I think there's a little water hole somewhere over there. Probably roost on the field edge. Come in for some water. I mean, it's about 8:30 in the morning. They've definitely been down for a number of hours. But that's some promising scouting. So many ramps. So many ramps. Oh, they're just baby ramps. They're just baby ramps right now, but man, they are tempting to pick. But again, conservation area, forest, can't do that. Turkeys were hanging out. It's all kind of scratched up a little bit, looking for some worms and grub underneath the leaf litter. Oop, I can hear a grouse drumming his wings back there somewhere. There's not many grouse in southern Ontario. Not used to hearing that around here, but I saw one on the road coming in, just a couple concessions down from this property. He was just picking some gravel on the side. I mean, typical bush chicken, barely gets out of the way. That's a nice cluster of ramps right there. That would go great with some spaghetti. Oh man, now I'm getting hungry. Don't like that. Should have ate something before I came out. Just continuing to walk through this old little logging trail. I can notice off in the distance, it looks like I'm coming up to another field edge. So I'm gonna head up into that direction and see who's hanging out in that field this morning. I just heard a couple gobbles down in this ravine here, so I'm gonna break out my slate call and see if I can get a response. Of course, just after I turn off the camera, a hen clucks just in front of me. She's just down over this little gully. And there's the gobbles. Okay, so they're making their way up here. Because that gobble was really, really close. That gobble came from just over that ridge. So just below me in all those trees are where they're hanging out. Now there's a very excited hen to my left. Another gobble. They are very excited. Another gobble. Wow, okay, so this is a great spot. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this spot on my GPS. Just figured I'll hunker down here for a few minutes. Try to see if I can get them to come up this ridge. He is very, very close. Oh, jeez. I had one just right there at that beech tree. And there's another one coming up. Still one down in that little gully. Okay, I wasn't really expecting this kind of interaction just for scouting, so I'm gonna back out of here. I don't want to spook these guys. Can't really see much from up here. There's really thick cedar down there. They must be kind of hunkered in there right now because they realize something's going on. And they're just not quite sure what it is. So a couple were brave enough to come up the ridge. Probably some young jakes looking to get away from that crazy gobbler. If you're not really familiar, I'm calling them jakes. They're basically a year-old male turkey. A gobbler or a longbeard is, you know, you see that big, super badass when he's strutting around in the field. That's the guy that's gobbling his head off right now. So these little jakes hear a hen, me, and come up the ridge trying to get with that hen so they can have their own girl. But I think I've put enough pressure on this spot. I'm gonna back out of here and get back to the truck and head out a little further north to another property to check out. All right, I'm back at the truck now, so we're gonna just head back down this road here, and helps if you unlock the damn thing. So we'll just head down the road and continue on to the next piece of property. All right, so this is my first time at this property. Unlike the last property I checked out, this one is managed by the county, being Grey County. So it's a Grey County forest. Again, much like conservation areas, they do get logged quite a bit. This one was actually just being logged last fall. So this parking lot has kind of opened up and been cleared out quite a bit. There is a skidder trail behind me, but just like conservation areas, most county forests do not allow motorized vehicles unless they have set up a designated trail. This one I don't think is a designated trail, but it's not something I'm looking to do anyway today. So we'll grab my gear and head on down that way. So because it's my first time at this property, I'm gonna go ahead, jump into Ihunter and record a track as well. So as you can see, this is a decent sized property that I'm at. It's not super big, but most of these public parcels you get in this area are not gonna be very big. So this time, very easily hit the button, recording a track. So now I'll just shove that in my pocket and away we go. And already finding some bones. Looks like a rib bone off a deer. I'm gonna guess if I go this way, I'll probably come out to this one. So we'll start off by doing that. Wow. Really nice and lush moss all over the ground here. You know, stumps way over there, just buried in moss. Of course, got some garbage. Wouldn't be public land without seeing some garbage. Please, folks, pick up your garbage. My turkey vest can only hold so much garbage, but I will throw the old bush light and the Pepsi bottle into my turkey vest. And pick up a bush light can, put that in there as well. Nice little game trail here. Oh, gross, 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 gross. He was sitting right on that log over there. Just right there. Don't even see these guys. We'll see actually if he dropped any feathers. But yeah, this little game trail is pretty promising. Go ahead and drop a waypoint into Ihunter once I check out where this grouse was. It's not a bad idea actually in the spring, and I might just do so, is following these little game trails and looking for antler sheds. See? Yeah, he was sitting right here on the old drumming log. Sitting there, and then that's when you hear the that's when they're drumming their wings trying to attract a mate. So you'll hear that quite a lot. It might sound like somebody trying to start up a generator, but it's just one of those little guys. Comes out and intersects with a very well used game trail. I mean, just look at that. You can just see it. Clear line cut through the brush. It's even beaten down probably a good 3 inches. So way back when these properties were pretty much, a lot of these properties used to just basically be farmland. And then it was probably donated to preserve it for conservation after the family, you know, passed on or moved on or whatever. So walking through the forest, you know, a lot of times you'll just clearly see a rock property line. This one pretty much runs directly down the middle of this parcel, but it's pretty neat just to see, you know, in the middle of the forest, just a random, oh yeah, of course, now it's starting to rain. Now, when it starts to rain, you put the hood up, and you know, it's not bad. The sun's out over there-ish, much as it can be, but this is a nice little path through the woods, so I'm just going to keep going this way. Oh, there's some of the logging that was done last fall. This looks more like the area that they would have been logging last fall when I attempted to come and scout this property. I mean, this basically just feels like you're walking on a road right now. Oh, look at that. More rock wall. Those are some big ass rocks. Well, unfortunately, the rain is still continuing, and it starts to pick up every once in a while. And of course, I forgot my packable rain jacket in the truck. Good job. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna head back to the truck right now. I'm not really seeing too much promising here. This is kind of really a wet, marshy area. Not really what I thought it was. So I'm gonna just head on to the next property and hope the rain holds off. All right, now as we're back in the truck, you can see didn't cover as much ground as I wanted to. Basically just went up the main logging road here to a little area that they had clear cut up there a little bit. And then yeah, the rain picked up and it's going pretty steady now. So it just goes to show you there are other options in Ontario for public lands that aren't crown land. There's plenty of these little parcels all throughout southern Ontario managed by various counties for the county forests or for conservation areas. They manage a lot of properties. I know in my area here, the Saugeen Conservation Area manages probably 55-ish properties, and that's, you know, covers probably about 3 different counties. And then you've got the county forests mixed in there. They're small parcels, but they are worth getting out there and exploring. Some of them have some great history to them, whether it be logging or old farming, or I know there's quite a few properties like the one I wanted to get to, probably about 20 minutes north of here. It's got some cool old ruins on it, but it's looking like I'm gonna have to save that for another day. So maybe if the weather's better tomorrow, I might get out and check it out. All right, I delayed this a couple days, but we're back at it to check out this third property. So this one is the Kinghurst Management Area. It's actually a pretty popular spot for like horseback riding. And during the wintertime, these trails behind me are turned into cross-country ski trails. So it's a fairly large property. That's why I wanted to check it out. There's lots of trails that go through for hiking, and like I said before, the horseback riding, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing during the wintertime, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it must have been a heavily logged area at one point, because I came here probably about a year ago when I first found the property, and there's just trails like this pretty much throughout this whole property. It's a very, very big property. It's split, you know, this side of the property is all softwood like pine and cedar that you can see around me, and further over on the property down the road is all a mix of hardwood. It's a really, really nice in the fall walking through that, and there's some swamps and ponds all mixed in. It's just great habitat all around for all kinds of animals. You could definitely kill a day just walking around here. Put on a backpack, pack a lunch, you know, take your dumb little dog out. Sammy, you dumb little dog? Yep, you're a dumb dog. But yeah, this is another one of those properties that, you know, it used to be a working farm. So just down this main trail from the parking lot, there's some ruins that we're gonna go check out. Yeah, so we're gonna check out those ruins in a little bit. I brought the drone with me so we can see them from above and see the whole area. I believe there's maybe 2 houses and old barn, old workshop, stuff like that. It's pretty cool to see all this history and how these properties were used, you know, probably close to 100 years ago. So we'll go check that out in a couple-minute walk. So as you can see, road is right there. You continue right down the road to the parking lot, but this is not gated or bouldered, which I find kind of weird, because I mean, if I'm driving down the road, I would definitely want to check this route, you know, and drive down it with my truck. But as you can see, like I was saying, in these conservation areas, there's absolutely no motorized vehicles allowed. It's just that simple. The conservation officers, both from the MNR and these smaller conservation areas, their patrolling officers do have the authority to charge you with trespassing using a motorized vehicle, which I'm not sure if it can lead to some demerit points or not, but it's just not worth the risk, guys. Just don't trespass. You know, go out for a nice walk on a cool spring day. You're gonna see a lot more. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy driving down these trails as much as anybody else, but just getting out and walking, you know, when you're not talking to yourself like an idiot like I am right now, you're gonna see a lot more interesting stuff. Hashtag not creepy at all. Yikes. Now, you're just walking through here, anything other than the spring, you might just completely miss this. Just right off the side of the trail, you can just see the old foundations from, I'm guessing this must have been a house or a small cabin at some point. But Yeah, I mean, it's pretty overgrown. All of these lilies just look really beautiful actually right now when they're first coming up. It just makes it look completely unnatural. So that's the only reason why I saw this spot when I came through in the summertime, because it was just completely overgrown. So you're just walking up here, you know, the foundation is almost right at ground level. You would never know it was here. But it's pretty cool. So this was probably like the main house, you know, where we just walked in would have just been a kind of like a laneway for a farm. There was obviously a little bit more modern of a cinder block addition that was put on after the rock foundation. It was pretty cool just to, you know, be walking through the woods, and you realize at one point this just looked completely different. I see some scrap metal back here. We might as well go check out what there is. But you know, this cement addition here, you know, the moss is just completely taken it all back over. It looks no different than this fallen tree. What we got here, Sam's? Whole bucket. Don't see a whole lot interesting aside from that. I think it's probably picked pretty clean way back whenever it was abandoned. Not too much sitting around in terms of artifacts. Just past the old foundation for that house, you go down a little bit and it completely opens up, and you can tell going up on one side and then down on this lower side you can start to see the foundations of the barn or some other working structure. But yeah, it just goes to show you this stuff's just hidden. You just got to get out there and look for it. We got some scat. That's what my dog smells. Now you're starting to see all the wintertime predation that happens with predators. Yeah, I mean, this is quite the structure. I'm gonna put the drone up and see what it looks like from above. Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh? Yeah, just some neat old history. You know, there's no way to tell, at least here, I'll check the sign before I leave, but there's no way to tell exactly when this was an active farming property. But, you know, now we've got trail going that way, trail over here, trail back that way that I came in, and another one going up the hill. So, you know, there's lots of options to get out and explore these properties. Some of them, like this one, again, like I said, pretty big property, a lot of different uses for it. But still, you know, no motorized vehicles allowed within the property, no camping allowed, no fires allowed. So they're strictly, you know, using your boots and just an adventurous mindset and see where that takes you for the day. So we're gonna head back this way and get the dog some exercise. Come on, pup. Let's go. Here you go. Run, run, run. Be a dog. There's actually a lot of fresh deer tracks here. Not sure what that is. An interesting print. Almost looks like big cat wise. I mean, there are, even though the MNR says there aren't lions here, like cougars, mountain lions, there have been quite a few cougars, quite possibly the same one, quite possibly not the same one, caught on trail cameras. So wouldn't be surprised, but it does make you feel a little bit uneasy when you're out walking in these woods thinking there's that kind of predator looking at you. Just went off the main walking trail here because I found this little, it looks like an old skidder trail. It's got a bunch of flagging tape on it. So started a new track on Ihunter. I'm gonna see where this leads me today. It goes very quickly from an old 2-track trail behind me to a single-track trail in front of me here. It doesn't look like any recent use. Some animal scratchings, and actually seems to be a lot of deer on this property, so I'll note that for future. Another old rock wall property boundary kind of setup. Old fence. Under this little blowdown here I just saw walking by, actually it looks like the remnants of an old well. This could still be the remnants of that, the ruins we passed there. We're not too far, probably about 500 yards or so away from it. So it's definitely connected, but it's a nice little path here. Nice little path. You're getting impatient, Sam. She just wants to go. I'm stopping and looking at stuff. She's just trucking on forward. So I guess I'll play keep up. All right, as I'm following this trail, I think I know why my dog's getting so excited. I just passed a couple little plops of horse dung, and I'm starting to see some hoof prints. So I'm guessing somebody was out riding their horse this morning on this trail, and it's just got her all worked up. But yeah, just in case they're still down there, I don't want to do anything to spook the horse. I don't know if they're gone or if they're coming back. So the tracks looked pretty fresh. So I think I'm gonna backtrack with her and continue back in the loop towards the parking lot. And then as you're walking along the main trails here that surround the property, there's lots of opportunities with little side trails that are well marked and well flagged. I believe they just kind of cut between the main trail that loops around the property. That's the direction it seemed to be going when I was going down the other one earlier. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to do on some of these properties, especially the bigger ones like this where I am today. You could definitely, feel like I keep saying it, but you could definitely kill a day out here just exploring. So, you know, be prepared for the weather, pack a lunch, and just have fun. Squirrels, the bane of existence of a dog. You get him yet? You get him? I can hear him chirping at you. Yeah, he's up there. All right, bub. Good girl. All right, this trail is now starting to loop back to the parking lot. My dog's getting pretty tired. Yep, I know. She'd rather be on the couch right now. It's a total couch potato, but yeah, I gotta get him out every once in a while. All right, just like that, we've looped all the way back to the parking lot. So we're gonna call it quits and head home. So thanks everybody for checking out this video. I hope you learned something about the Ontario public lands that we have available to us. I hope you take advantage of them. They're there for us to use and enjoy. Just be respectful. Take your garbage with you. Be respectful of other people that are using the property, and respect the property so it's there for future generations to use and enjoy. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. It really helps the channel grow and reach a much wider audience. Feel free to leave a comment down below and share the video. It really goes a long way to help out the channel. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you in the next one.